It's spreading. There's even more. There's more and more and more. We're up to like fucking warehouses and a stadium. It's spreading like wildfire. Workers of the world ignite. The proletariat, the working class fucking ignite in flames. No, it's actually spreading. This clearly, no, it's like genuinely ignite, spreading asunder, aflame, the cinders. Like every time, look, there's more and more shit on fire. A massive stadium was just set in blaze. I told you, they should have just paid us enough to live is going to go down in history. Luigi? But Paper Mario? Those were they were catalysts. I think the ruling class has forgotten, especially here in this country, that organic movements can't be stopped. Sometimes when you push people too far, all it takes is one or two people being like, fuck it, down. I guess, you know, we took a look around, took stock of what we're doing around the world, and said, oh, okay, you're gonna set the world on fire? Alright, well, remember, they're out of touch, not out of reach.
So, apparently, that guy that burns down the toilet paper warehouse because they were not paying him a living wage, or anyone a living wage for that matter, who the internet has dubbed Waluigi for Warehouse Luigi, was not the only one with that idea, or to execute on it. And I will say I am not 100% sure on the timelines of all of these, but since that one has kind of come out and been making the rounds, I have seen several, like 4 to 5 to 6 more other warehouses that have also burned down, or at least been set on fire. At least one of which I am beyond happy to announce was an Amazon warehouse, which is not to say more than one weren't affected. I've seen multiple videos of an Amazon warehouse on fire. I'm just not sure if it was multiple Amazon warehouses on fire or just multiple people recording the same Amazon warehouse that was on fire. Either way, bottom line, people are setting Amazon warehouses on fire. And because all of these are kind of coming out at the same time, and some people are being arrested for it and some people aren't, saw that this one guy said that he did it because of his like anger towards capitalism. And I don't know if that was the original toilet paper guy or like another one of these warehouse fires. But to each and every one of them, period, keep it up. All of that being said though, I really hope this is a sign of what we all hope it's a sign of. I can't be the only one who has felt like the tides are turning, the tables are turning, the winds are shifting. It really feels like there's actual movement being made in just the last few days, if I'm being honest. Between Trump increasingly acting more erratic, all the people in the MAGA sphere around him, including his wife, seemingly throwing him right under the bus as if it's all about to crumble. The political establishments on both sides of the aisle going after progressives in a very, very coordinated, intentional way because they know that it's gaining steam. Sexual abusers, again, on both sides of the aisle, either getting charged or publicly called out, etc. And now all these warehouse fires, which sure, could be a coincidence, but I don't think so. At least I hope not. But what do you guys think? Comment below. And if this really is truly the beginning of it all ending, give me a follow for more like this.
Yo, 6 fires in 3 days. There's some rookie numbers, so we can't get overly hyped. You feel me? We can't drag. But what we can say is we got the ball, it's a running clock, and we up. So most coaches will let you know, like, hey, don't let up. They could come back at any time, so we might as well keep this momentum going, you feel me? Hey, man. I like it.
There was a fire in an Amazon warehouse in Jefferson, Ohio, and another fire at a lumber yard in Queens, New York, and obviously that fire in Ontario, California with the toilet paper. It seems as though people have begun to eat the rich.
I think it's happening. There is currently now an Amazon warehouse that is having a fire. First we had the Charmin warehouse, and we have this. I think something has started. I think it's catching on.
Things are continuing to escalate. There was a fire at a warehouse in New York, and an Amazon facility just caught fire. Although the Amazon facility, they're saying, caught fire because of the solar panels on the roof and maybe not some freedom-loving individual. But, yeah, people are getting more and more angry. Someone threw a Molotov cocktail at the OpenAI CEO's house, and Apparently they didn't build their Molotov cocktail all that well because his house is still standing. So maybe I need to give a class on how to properly build a Molotov cocktail. But apparently that would probably get my account banned, so I'm not going to be doing that. Let's just say that certain things like styrofoam dissolve into diesel very weirdly and becomes thick and sticky, and that's extremely hard to put out. But beyond that, things are escalating, and when things escalate like this, people don't care. I don't know anybody who cares that that warehouse burned down. I don't know anybody who cares if all of the fulfillment centers burned down. I don't know anybody who cares if all of the open AI data centers burned down. I do know that if the person who started that warehouse fire starts a GoFundMe, I'm sending him.
What in the freaking Handmaid's Tale is going on right now? We have multiple warehouse fires going on across the country. California, New York, Atlanta, Ohio. That one's at an Amazon warehouse. And every time that I see a new one pop up, I'm not just seeing a warehouse fire, I'm seeing pressure building. It feels like we're at one of those moments when our country decides what it's about to become. And this could go one of two directions. Either we continue to stand up and we say, we're not willing to live like this anymore. We're not willing to work jobs that don't pay us enough to live, enough to exist. Or things could go the other way. Quieter, slower, more control, fewer choices, more people saying we're just stuck where we are. And that feels like The Handmaid's Tale to me, where everything looks almost normal until you realize you don't actually have a say anymore. And when these events started happening and people are starting to break, when things are literally catching fire, it feels like a warning sign. And I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to live in Gilead.
So welcome back to the channel, guys. If it's your first time to be on this channel, please go ahead, subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that every time I upload such videos, you guys will be notified. Let's get into it. So within just a few days, we've gone from one major warehouse to multiple incidents popping up back to back. Now we already know about the Ontario situation, where authorities actually arrested a warehouse employee and are treating it as arson. Reports say that the fire destroyed a massive facility and caused hundreds of millions of dollars in damage. And what made this situation even more disturbing is the alleged motives. So according to investigators, the suspect expressed frustration over wages and working conditions, even reportedly saying, all you had to do was pay us enough to leave. Now let that sink in. That right there is not just a fire, that's emotions, that is anger, that is someone feeling pushed to a breaking point. But here's where things starts to get complicated, you can call it that, okay? Because after that incident, we started hearing about other warehouse fires happening within a very short period of time. And listen, let me be very clear, okay? Let me be very clear. Just like I said earlier, I'm not confirming that these other fires were started intentionally, okay? Not everything is conspiracy. Sometimes fires happen. Sometimes incidents happen, okay? But at the same time, people are starting to talk online, okay? Some are calling it a form of protest. Others are saying it's just a coincidence. And honestly, right now, we don't have enough verified information to say it's one or the other, okay? What we do know is this: something like this happens repeatedly in such a short period of time. It gets people talking, thinking. It raises questions. It creates narratives, and in today's world, narratives spread faster than facts. But let's step away from speculation for a moment and talk about the real world impact. Yeah, on this, okay? Because whether these fires are intentional, accidental, or something in between, there are consequences all the time, real consequences. So when a warehouse burns down, it's not just a building. That is people's livelihoods, okay? That is jobs. Those are jobs. That's income. That's families who depend on that paycheck to survive. And we've already seen how much damage just one incident can cause. Yeah, not just physically, but economically too, affecting supply chains and businesses connecting to that facilities. I can say people don't care anymore. Yeah, they just want to see change, that's all. So imagine what happens if this becomes a pattern. Imagine multiple warehouses going down. At this point, companies are going to respond, okay? And this is where my personal thoughts come in, okay? Because if these are companies rebuild, okay, let's be real, like they will probably What is stopping them from saying, you know what, let's reduce human risk altogether? Okay, let's reduce humans doing this again. And how do you do that? Automation, robots, AI driven systems, less reliance on human labor. And that might sound few futuristic, but I think it's already happening in many industries right now. So if situations like this continue, whether they are protests or just unfortunate events, the long-term effect might not be what people expect or what people like. Instead of change, people could end up replacing themselves. Instead of more opportunities, there could be fewer jobs. And that's the part I feel like not enough people are talking about, because in trying to fight the system, if that's what is happening, you might accidentally give the system a reason to remove you from it completely. Now, again, I'm not saying that's what is happening. Okay, I'm saying I'm not saying all these fires are connected. Okay, and I'm definitely not saying people should jump to conclusions, but I'm saying this: pay attention. Okay, look at the patterns. I mean, think about it, and most importantly, don't let social media think for you, because right now we're in a time where information is fast. Okay, but the truth takes time. So what do you think about this, guys? Is this a coincidence? Is it frustration boiling in certain places, or is this something bigger that we're only seeing as in something getting started? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, because I think we're gonna be on this for quite some time. Yeah, and if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, because we're going to keep breaking down what is really going on, one story at a time. Yeah, stay informed. I'll see you in my next video.